Each day I wake up and get into the future. It's not like I worry about the future. I know the future will take care of itself. But what matters to me most is the simple little steps that I believe will definitely get me to the future. We always make time thinking about what the future holds, how we are going to make it happen, and how we picture ourselves in the future, and all the dreams we seek to make a reality. But the truth is, man, you and I know that if we focus on the now, we're going to make things happen better today. What if we could focus on the now, the moment, the fleeting moment that every single action can make a change, or a fleeting moment that just a single action can change everything for the better. That's what I wake up to strive for. One thing I've learned from life is that nobody really cares about the hours you put into whatever you are doing. All that this world care about is the moment you become successful and people will call you lucky. Worry not about the future, but always have the future in mind. I urge you to plan on your simple daily steps and trust me that things will get to the highest level you never imagined. In this world, we create our opportunities at places where opportunities never are. And so should you. But if you could believe in just one thing and work towards it and then achieve it, that is how the future will get unfold. The future will never unfold when you sit down and think about the future. It is dependent on your daily simple steps of commitment, dedication to fight for whatever that you dream of becoming. Mind you, the goal is not what you receive at the end of the journey. It is who you become. The future is all dependent on the single little steps you take on a daily basis. Therefore, worry not about the future. Take this fleeting moment and create the life you so much deserve. I have become a stranger to all other places ever since I left home. My heart wanders across the many faces of life, pointing that I'm journeying a pointless path. Fear grips me at the thought of the future, reminiscing how it may unfold. Sometimes I just wish I could disappear from my reality, from the reality of a troublesome world. I just want to vanish and come back a million years later. Maybe happiness will find me there. Yet how sure am I that I will not meet the lonely days, just to find myself waking sleeping dogs, or digging up graves to resurrect the bones of dead memories.
knowing very well that sleeping dogs bite and disturbed ghosts hunt. How do we get here? To feel that you are wasting away, unsure of how to keep yourself as the sanctuary you once were. Maybe I'm only sick in the soul, and I need not to move again until I'm healed. My life and its adventures is just one insurgence after the other. But just as the morning brings hope after the darkness of the night, as a flicker of light, I bring hope into the dark chambers of pessimism, hoping that one day I will get home. Not forgetting that abandoned temples sometimes become breathtaking monuments, and many return to kiss it. Believing in Emily Dixon's poem that hope is a thing with feathers, and having known the sun to arrive only after dark hours of the night. The same way I have been comforting myself again and again that these dark moments will soon pass. The rain may pour for however long, but therein lies the promise of the sunshine. What is this life about? What is this life about that we go about our daily activities forgetting the blessings bestowed upon our lives? What is this life about that we have been so focused on the materialistic aspect of our lives, forgetting that we are made of the body, spirit and soul? What is this life about? What is this life about that the hyper-competitive world has taken its toll on us, not only physically and emotionally but also spiritually? What is this life about? I have been contemplating on the constant pressure and exhausting schedules of our world today that has broken our most human endowment, our spirit. In a world of constant explorations, humans have achieved extraordinary heights, yet we fail to see the golden opportunity to rekindle the inner fire that has been extinguished by our quest for more. We are so determined to find out what the future has in store that we miss the blessings of today. In a very troubled world where negativity pervades, with our weary souls, we fail to acknowledge the command from within, telling us to begin a spiritual journey, to rekindle the spark we've lost over the time. If we could reflect on the statement of Albert Camus, that real generosity towards the future consists in giving all to what is present, we could only feel but tremendous liberation. Conceptualize that tomorrow is the most dangerous word in your vocabulary, because while it is the symbol of hope, it diminishes the significance of the air you are breathing right now. Tomorrow has the potential to keep you wondering about what's ahead of you, when all that really matters is the present moment. It is better to have a vision, to start with the end in mind, but be mindful of the universe that it will take care of itself. There is no precious moment in our lives than this particular moment. Be aware of the air you are breathing, the blood running through your veins, the functioning of your lungs, the pulse of your heart. Just feel the present moment. The blessings of the present moment is an opportunity to discover your true calling. An opportunity to start experiencing the ecstasy of an inspired life. The only limits on your life are those you set for yourself. I urge you to go on an expedition. Travel into the future while making the best out of the present. Life is too short to waste it on expectations. Visit places your budget can afford. In fact, make a spiritual journey to discover what's within. For all you are right now, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Define success from within, and your spiritual embodiment should tell you what happiness to pursue. Quit what you are doing at this particular moment and take in 3 deep breaths. Feel the wonders of the world and acknowledge that this moment is a miracle. Our daily activities have been robbing us of the joy of the present that we fail to offer gratitude to the Master of the universe. Acknowledge this very moment. Acknowledge the air you are breathing. Acknowledge the blood running through your veins. Acknowledge the pulse of your heart. Acknowledge all the precious gifts you have taken for granted. Acknowledge that you are a blessing and a miracle. Let not the future rob you of the moment you could create while you are still alive. I dare you to go on a spiritual journey of joy, happiness, and peace. How have you managed stress and life? How are you managing the crossroads? Has it always been a straight path? Obviously no. Maybe a little curvy, or there is no way, so you keep constructing your own path. The hills you are climbing, the metaphorical mountains that stares at you in the face, the steps that landed you in a ditch, the actions that failed, the toughest moments you have to face, the loneliness in the wake of the night, and all other things that brings you face to face with reality, that keeps you reflecting and oftentimes leave you with the question, why? Why you? I know you've had quite a dance with reality and life, but why not you? Deciding to travel the road less traveled, refusing to surrender to what society sees as normal, pursuing a greater cause instead of follow the direction of the wind, carving your path of life out of nowhere, living by your own standard instead of the situations accustomed. Why not you? Have you not read the stories of the mentors and the maids? Have you not watched the biographies of the people who inspires you the most? The greatest people we hear of on a daily basis. So why not you? Deciding to make a mark on a world that needs what you have to give. You don't expect to have a straight path. But as you go about making your way out of life, I can only inspire you that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. But charting any course at sea comes with a slew of uncontrollable factors. The winds, the currents, the swell, and the storm in the middle of the ocean. Only the strongest will, the keenest experience, and a sharp intuition can overcome such overwhelming powers. Only by keeping the highest expectations and harnessing the deepest resources can one chart a course between where one is and where one aims to be? There is a very little chance it will be a straight line. There is a very little chance it will ever be a straight line. Yet more often than not, I can assure you it will be the right path. What is your idea of courage? 2 years ago, when I had finished the manuscript of my book Dream of a Dreamer, I kept reading the poems I had written in the first section of the book. Then I asked myself if it was worth publishing. I kept contemplating on the poems for months and then decided not to publish. My thought frequency was modulating on the theater. Then one day, I mustered the courage to send it to my mentor to go through and then give me feedback. Guess the funny thing, she ended up writing the foreword of the book because of the poems. The poems I was so much afraid it would be a shame. Paraphrasing from the foreword she wrote. The poems are so interesting, practical and motivational. It takes you to another emotional and enchanting level. You will forget you are reading poetry. Do you need more to understand why courage is all you need? Our everyday life is full of scary moments, uncertainties and difficulties. Facing these moments and unlocking the opportunity, magic and joy in your life requires tremendous courage. The amazing thing is, anybody who bought the book was fascinated by my style of poetry. Courage was all I needed to publish my book. It was scary, but the feedback was phenomenal. We may have all the skills and the talents, but without courage and a strong belief in ourselves, we are going nowhere. So I urge you today, publish that book, make that music, release that song, start the business, share that story, publish that article, approach that boss, propose to that lady. Just do that one particular thing you keep postponing for lack of courage will kill your vision. Maybe you are asking the what if question. What if I fail? What if you get bounced? What if people don't like what I have to say? What if I don't succeed? What if I'm rejected? These questions is you conceptualizing all the reasons why you shouldn't pursue. But what if you succeed? What if you will be accepted? What if the world appreciates your story? What if your proposal is accepted? What if your music is what the world is awaiting? Conceptualize every possibility why you will succeed and then act until you move from the impossibilities of what ifs to the possibilities of what lies ahead. Your purpose will never be fulfilled. The fear of pursuing your dreams will keep you running and procrastinating for the rest of your life. The only way to achieve that target is to courageously act in the face of fear. For all you know, the world is so much waiting to hear that story, to read that book, to enjoy that music, to embrace that vision. Just take the first step courageously.
We spend our whole lifetime chasing freedom. Personal freedom, financial freedom, spiritual freedom, and political freedom. Whatever the freedom that we seek that gets us fixated, we don't see the real freedom is an illusion. We barely go on vacations because we are not financially free. Hardly do we make time for ourselves because we've always got something to do, just in the rat race. In the colonial days, freedom meant political independence. In an unbalanced world, freedom means inclusion. The thought that I do not belong anywhere, that I believe is freedom. Why do we bind our freedom with something or somebody, when in actuality freedom means no bondage? Sadhguru makes a very clear statement to affirm that what we term as freedom today is compulsive things, like freedom to drink, compulsive thoughts, our lives being intertwined with mobile phones, even judging the food we consume, forgetting that freedom in the new world is an emotional state, and that means sanity brings us freedom. From health, pleasure to compassion, blissfulness and ecstasy. All these emotional states come together to make our environment pleasant, and that we term as success. But wait, why then do we push ourselves to the limit? In exchange for a fleeting moment of unadulterated euphoric existence, forgetting that life oscillates between tensions and sanity. All freedom and sanity, I have come to believe, is a journey to self-discovery, a redemption through self-acceptance. Whilst we strive for a state of consciousness that reveals our personal truth, while choosing between discipline in our journey and solace in our stories, others choose between anarchy and chaos. Mankind today has adapted to compulsive freedom, just in order to escape our nihilistic delusion. Achieving freedom is an art. Finding stability is also an art in itself. But just so you know, beautiful is the choice. Therefore, hone in and prod. There is an opportunity to creativity, friendship, travels, new cultures, foods, and languages. I want you to live life, for there is happiness to be discovered. I do not advocate for one over the other, for freedom and sanity are from the same root. They move together. Achieve sanity and you have freedom. But there can never be freedom without sanity. And so as you attach something to your freedom in order to achieve a state of sanity, I do hope it brings you to the birth of a new day where you find stability. In your quest to choose discipline in your journey, I wish you find solace in your story to reach a state of consciousness that reveals your personal truth. This, I believe, is freedom and sanity. And it matters to me as dreams pass by, new days arise, and this is all that remains: your freedom and your sanity.
Forget intensity. All the world needs from you is to keep showing up. In a world of real quick success, everybody trying to sell one product or the other on how to make $1 million in so and so days. Our hunger is derived from looking at finish lines we have not crossed yet. We keep worrying about the future, thinking of how we are going to make it happen real quick, forgetting that whatever the bigger picture we are looking at in the future will only happen if we keep a consistent attitude to keep up, step by step, one foot after the other. Only if we continuously keep ourselves in the game shall we get to our destination. We get so upset and impatient that we think we need a real magic trick. We go about searching for real quick hacks and solutions, speeding to reach our destination. But if there is anything I have come to learn from my journey, from my content I create, from the trainings I provide, it is the principle of how consistency breeds intensity. And so when the world is sleeping, I will be working. When it's tough and hurting, my brain plays reels of how what I'm doing is not working. It references all the things I'm not doing, all the things I'm lacking, and all the reasons I should maybe quit. It is amazingly uncomfortable, right? But then I step up, I show up, I put myself in line, because I understand how intensity is a derivative of consistency, and it will surely make its presence known. So exactly 1 year into my YouTube journey, I have showed up, I have been committed, and I have held on and stayed calm because I thought only about consistency, and so I moved as planned. In order not for the delta between where you are at the moment and where you want to be to intimidate you, understand it is a process. Stay on the assignment, show up, put in the work, find your rhythm and hold on to it. Do not stress yourself by looking at finish lines you have not crossed yet. People quit and walk away from their dreams because they get caught up in places they are not yet, forgetting that little steps over time are what brings about massive change. This is because they don't understand the snowball effect, that the snowball increases in velocity as it rolls down the hill. And so our efforts becomes the avalanche when we stay focused. So when you feel lost in the jungle, when the obstacles increase in number and the world increase in size, know that there is value in holding on, that the power in stepping up, in showing up again and again and again and again. And by so doing, you put yourself up for success. So when it's your time to succeed, you will be battle ready and prepared because you stayed up steady. You stayed consistent throughout, step by step by step. So when the world is talking about the shortcuts, the life hacks and the secret solutions that will change your reality, understand they are missing the mark. Because you cannot skip the process. Life is one step at a time, one day at a time. And that step by step, brick by brick, you are building something eternal. Something eternal that cannot be manufactured by overnight. You committing to the process means you will ultimately experience something which only can be experienced by those who paid the price. Those who kept showing up. Those who didn't panic. Those who kept putting one foot after the other consistently every single day.